Welcome back to another day of math. Here's today's objective. I can use fractions to name parts of a whole. What fractional part of the rhombus is one triangle? When you look, you can see that the rhombus is right here, outlined in blue, and I have a green triangle off to the side. This is just like the green pattern blocks you have in class. So I want to figure out what fraction of the rhombus is this green triangle. Remember, the top number in a fraction tells us what we're counting, and the bottom number in a fraction tells us the total number of pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and move this triangle over to the rhombus. And again, the question asked me about one triangle right here, one triangle. And I want to know how much of the rhombus is that one triangle. You can see that we would have 1 for our top number because that's what we're counting, one triangle. And the bottom number would be the total number of triangles in the rhombus. Let's go back and grab another triangle. You can see that if I take another triangle and turn it around, I have to flip it upside down. But when I do that, it does fit inside the rhombus. So the fractional part that this one triangle takes up is 1 out of 2, or 1/2. Remember, that was when I was talking about one triangle. So here we go again. One triangle takes up 1/2 out of my rhombus. Next example, what fractional part of the hexagon are 2 triangles? So this time it's asking us about 2 triangles. The hexagon is already filled in, and there's some spaces in between the triangles this time so you can see how many there are. So you can see that we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles in the entire hexagon. That's going to be the bottom or the denominator of my fraction. The total number of triangles there are 6. The top number is what I'm counting, and the question asks me about 2. It wants to know what fractional part of the hexagon are just 2, right here, let's say we pick these 2, are just 2 of the triangles. So that's my top number, that's what I'm counting. So 2 of those triangles right here, these circled ones, would be 2/6 of my hexagon. Let's look at another example. What fractional part of the trapezoid is one rhombus? The trapezoid is right here, and I want to know what part of the trapezoid does the rhombus take up. So I'm going to move that rhombus over. Here we go. We're going to place it right inside the trapezoid, right about there. But, remember, fractions have to have equal parts. Could I fit another rhombus over here? I can't fit another rhombus over there, but I can put a triangle in that spot. We're going to have to rotate the triangle. Here we go, just like that. We'll place it inside this trapezoid. Now we have all of our space filled in. Now, probably some of us would want to say, well, the rhombus, there's 1 of them, so my top number would be 1. And my bottom number would be the total pieces, which would be 2. But this doesn't work. We can't do this. You might say, why? Why can't we do that? Well, the reason is fractions have to have equal pieces, and a rhombus is not the same size as a triangle. So what we have to do is make all of the pieces equal to each other. Can you think of a shape that we could put inside the rhombus? Hopefully you said triangle. We want to put 2 triangles right inside that rhombus. Look at that. We're going to layer them right on top of each other. We're still going to know that the rhombus is hiding down there underneath, but we're going to put the 2 triangles right on top. And you can see now our trapezoid is filled with 3 of the same size pieces. So we're going to go back to the question, and it asked about one rhombus. I'm going to remind you that the rhombus is underneath, so I'm going to highlight it just like this. Well, actually not highlight, more like trace around the outside edges of it. But there you go. Now you can see where the rhombus was, and I want to know what fractional part of the trapezoid is that rhombus. Well, the rhombus takes up 2 2/3 of the space. 2/3 of the space. We can say that because we now have it converted all into triangles, and the part that the rhombus takes up is 2 of them, 2 triangles, out of 3 that would be inside the whole shape. So the rhombus right here, rhombus again, is 2/3 of the space in the trapezoid. That's all I have for you today. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening.